Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Early Edition.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you for waking up with us on this Tuesday, March 26th. I'm Megan Gilland. We came on early this morning with that breaking news. We mentioned the live team coverage here on the overnight news of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing. We are bringing you the very latest information all morning long, a very active scene out there. We want to go live to the scene with Olivia Dan. She just spoke with someone a little bit ago, concerned that maybe they knew someone that was on the bridge. Olivia, what's going on? What are people saying around you?
From WBAL TV 11. This is breaking news.
We come to you on air right now with major breaking news out of Baltimore this morning. As you see, we've had confirmed by the MDTAA a major ship has crashed into the Key Bridge. And as you see from this video shared by a viewer on X, the Key Bridge has come tumbling down.
The Maryland Transportation Authority tells us that this is going to be a nightmare for drivers out there. We can see in this video that we got from a viewer on social media that container ship crashing into the bridge. We're told multiple vehicles were on the bridge, a tractor trailer as well. So those vehicles have crashed into the water. So this is obviously big breaking news for our area. This bridge was built in the 1970s and has come toppling down into the water.
And we're working to confirm this morning on how many cars were on the bridge at the time of this, again, around 1:30 this morning.
Good Morning Maryland begins now with breaking news.
Right now, I'm Randall Newsom alongside Megan Knight, and we are following major breaking news right now. Early this morning, a ship hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing it to collapse.
Yeah, we just want to show you this video from Stream Time Live showing the moment that ship hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge. As you can see, it burst into flames before crashing into the water. This was around 1:30 this morning that this happened.
All right, let's go right now to Jonathan Hunter, who is live at the media staging area at the MTA headquarters in Dundalk. Jonathan, what can you tell us so far?
Yes, good morning, Megan and Randall. This is a very active scene at the moment, and we do know that the ship collided with the Francis Scott Key Bridge, causing the bridge to completely collapse. And we are standing probably about half a mile away from the bridge, and this is the closest we can get to due to safety reasons.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Savannah Guthrie.
Good morning, everybody. We're coming on a bit early with breaking news. A horrifying scene in Baltimore this morning. The Francis Scott Key Bridge struck by a cargo ship and collapsing overnight. You can see the video right there, shows the entire structure appearing to break apart. This is a 1.5-mile bridge over Baltimore Harbor. NBC's Tom Costello is right there at the scene for us. And Tom, obviously the concern is anyone who was on the bridge, members on the cargo ship. What can you tell us? What's the latest right now?
7 News, on your side at noon. We begin with a breaking news alert.
I'm at Fort Armistead. Be advised, the entire bridge, the entire Key Bridge is in the harbor. I advise to hold all traffic from coming to the bridge. I advise again, the entire Key Bridge has fallen into the harbor.
And we continue to follow the breaking developments of that shocking story out of Baltimore today. The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed early this morning after being hit by a cargo ship, as you can see here, and several cars plunged into the water. Now, we know that 2 people have been rescued. Officials believe at least 6 people are still missing. Investigators say they believe the crash was an accident and they have not seen any credible evidence of a terrorist attack. We do have live team coverage throughout the hour. We do want to start with the latest on the situation, and 7 News' Joy Wang.
Welcome to the news at noon, and we start this hour with breaking news from Baltimore. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, one of the busiest commuter routes in Maryland, destroyed.
This afternoon, concerns about the workers who were on that bridge, which serves around 35,000 commuters each and every day.
Good to see you this afternoon. I'm Larry Miller.
I'm Allison Seymour. Here are 3 things that you need to know about what was an horrific incident.
Yeah, we are expecting an update from the NTSB at 1 o'clock this afternoon. 6 people are still unaccounted for, and so far 5 vehicles have been found in the water. We have crews covering every angle of this disaster.
Let's start with Jacqueline Quinn now, who's at the northeast end of the bridge in Dundalk, Maryland, with the latest on what we know about this collapse. Jacqueline.
Be looking at a skyline without it.
It was disbelief when we saw it broke at 1:30 in the morning. It's disbelief as you stare off into the distance behind me.
It was gone. All the metal, when you look out the window, all these you see, and it was gone. It's unbelievable.
It has been nearly 24 hours now since the disaster on the waters of the Patapsco River that is now believed to have claimed 6 lives and destroyed the iconic bridge that has towered over Baltimore's harbor for almost half a century. Tonight, Governor Moore has ordered flags to half staff across the state of Maryland in recognition of the tragedy. And the city and state are at the beginning of what is certain to be a long road ahead. Welcome to the News at 11. I'm Denise Koch. Thank you for joining us at the end of what has been an extraordinarily trying day for our area, a day that will have profound ripple effects for a long time to come.
This morning, our state is in shock.
Early this morning, a massive cargo ship took out a major bridge in Baltimore.
The words that the Key Bridge is gone, it still shakes us because for 47 years, that's all we've known.
Right now, search and rescue efforts continue for 6 construction workers who plunged into the water below.
And our response teams are doing everything in our power to rescue and recover the victims of this collapse, literally as we speak.
The latest on the effort to find them, how this happened, and the impact the collapse will have in the weeks and months to come.
We're tracking showers as we head into the afternoon, and tonight I'll have the latest timing coming up.
Today, the Supreme Court hearing arguments over access to one of the most widely used abortion medications in the U.S., what the justices are considering, and how their decision could affect how easy it is to get it. And this noon, many of you trying your hand at Lady Luck. The latest on how high 2 major jackpots have risen with the lottery and when you need to get your ticket to win.
News coverage you can count on. This is ABC 13 News at noon.
Jaws around the world dropped, seeing this moment of impact when a container ship rammed into a major bridge in Baltimore early this morning. The bridge collapsed, sending cars into the very chilly river below. And in the light of day, this is what the scene at the Francis Scott Key Bridge looks like now. Officials say 6 construction workers are still missing after the collapse. 2 others were taken from the water. We're learning more about what caused this massive crash this noon. ABC's Christine Cordero is in Baltimore with the latest.
Covering news across your hometown. We're working hard for you. This is WHSV News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Taylor Rosari.
Coming up on Good Morning Nebraska, winter storm causing havoc on Nebraska roads. We're keeping you updated on current conditions. Then bird flu in a goat, how the disease is having an impact on more than just poultry. Plus, there's one Nebraska team still in the madness. Details in your morning sports.
Live from the NTV studio, Good Morning Nebraska starts right now.
Good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. I'm Sarah Kirkley, live from our Grand Island studio as a blizzard continues to whip through our area. Top story today, of course, the winter storm still impacting the state, causing
power crews battle tough conditions to get the lights back on. Coming up, we'll find out why it's not the snow, but wind and rain causing the issues.
And 6 are dead after a major bridge in Baltimore collapsed early this morning. What happened and how cities across the country are reacting.
Plus, as Nebraska welcomes its new AD, Hastings College could lose one of their stars. Darren has details in sports. NTV News at 9 starts now.
Live from the NTV studio, NTV News at 9 starts right now.
Good evening.
evening. We thank you for joining us tonight for NTV News at 9. Battling the elements, utility crews brave tough conditions to keep the power on.
Some areas not seeing much snow, still hit hard by the unrelenting wind. Lineman tells Steve White as much as they wanted to be out last night, they were not making any progress.
The snow has come to an end for the day, but a couple more days of cold weather to get through.
We were presented with a couple different options. One was go back to high school. That's not an option for us at this point.
An Omaha family devastated after hearing a program through OPS would not continue after this year. What they hope the district does to ensure a positive future for their daughter and her classmates. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 3 News Now at midday. I'm Molly Hudson. It's a cold and windy day out there. Let's start with Chief Meteorologist Mark Stitz with a look at the forecast. Mark?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Cold and windy pretty much sums it up out there.
And a new trial date set for the former county official accused of killing a Las Vegas journalist. We go inside the courtroom to see where the exploration of evidence stands. Live at 5 starts right now.
Channel 13 News at 5 starts now.
Advancing the Rebel Recovery Program. As the spring semester wraps up, UNLV is doubling down on campus safety. And thanks so much for joining us right now. Live at 5, I'm Trisha Keene.
And I'm Abel Garcia. Today I visited UNLV to talk with students about how they're doing.
From WXII 12 News, this is breaking news.
This is an excruciating day for several families.
We are staying on top of breaking news tonight out of Baltimore, Maryland. A rescue mission that started almost 24 hours ago is now a recovery mission after a catastrophic bridge collapse in the state of Maryland.
First tonight, though, investigators in Thomasville are working to piece together what led to a homicide this evening.
We are told someone was shot at the Budget Inn Motel off of North Road. That's right off Highway 29. At this point, investigators have not released any details about the victim or if there was a suspect or a person of interest. We'll, of course, keep you posted on television and online at WXII12.com.